state Democratic Party structure from the precincts on up?
Yes, I do. And can I ask, how long do I have for each one of these?
I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and we hope we're going to do it in like 5 or 6 minutes.
For all 3?
Yeah.
So 2 minutes a question. Okay, here is my plan. I started to allude to it. Okay, we truly need a 33 county plan. A couple of weekends ago, I went down south, for example. I visited 11 counties in 2 days, traveled 1,700 miles, met with 9 county chairs. And every one of their credit, they told me what they thought was wrong. And that was when it comes to the state party. And I asked them to tell me what was wrong. And I think Sandoval County may have experienced the same thing. And that is that there was no coordination from the state party. There was no reliance between the parties to work together to get out the vote. There was no emphasis on building infrastructure very early on. I mean, right now, we need to be analyzing every single precinct there is. Every single precinct to find out who voted. So that when our elected officials, for example, from Washington come back to town, they can spend quality time knowing where they're going to benefit in each single precinct. They can turn blue precincts into royal blue precincts. They can turn those precincts that are somewhat Democrat or somewhat Republican into true Democrats. 30 seconds, okay. I'm just going as fast as I can. But here's the real deal. We need to have a party, the state party, that works together with county chairs and their leadership in the counties early on to focus on a plan, how to get everybody elected. Who shows up for the elections? That's the people that know someone else that's running. When they vote for that local person, they vote all the way up the ticket, and the president and the senator and the congressman and our state house reps, we all benefit. So we need to make a plan. I'm gonna be quiet when you tell me.
Okay, the next question is, please, yes, all 3 of these.
Okay.
Please discuss the ways that you will hold Democrats, I presume they mean people who get elected to office or whatever, accountable to the members of our democratic community.
Well, that's a great question. I think you have to start off with the premise recognizing that unlike the Republicans and unlike the Tea Party, the little splinter group of the Republicans, we are a party that is a big tent. And we have a lot of diverse views, and we welcome people's diverse views. And some people are one way on one issue and another on another issue. But the fact of the matter is the one thing we can't do, I don't think, is attack fellow Democrats for a particular view on a particular issue. However, the state party stands up and has a platform. And that has come together from the most grassroots way. And that is we decide what we think are the important issues. We set a Democratic platform. If there is a Democratic elected official that is not agreed with the platform and is continuing to vote against certain issues on the platform, then of course it's the job of the state chair to take that person out to have a cup of coffee, to have lunch or whatever, and remind them that the whole Democratic Party is behind this issue. And to somehow control them and to realize what this is about. And that is that we stand up for certain principles. Let's not lose sight of those principles. We're going to do everything we can to keep you getting elected, but at the same time, you can't forget who got you elected. And that's really important. So I think the state party chair needs to communicate with elected officials on a constant basis on what the party platform is all about.
Okay, we can go on to the next question. How do you think coordination between the various county party organizations can be improved, especially because we do have the eastern part of our state that's kind of known as Little Texas, and we kind of think a little different than the rest of it?
Well, we've been split up geographically in different ways based on congressional districts and based on wherever location we may be at as far as the counties are concerned. But I personally think that we ought to have clusters of county chairs come together and talk about, with the state chair, to talk about how we're going to continue to get Democrats elected. This leads me to one point that I think is important. You just talked about Little Texas, perhaps the east side of the state. There isn't one Democrat that we should ever give up on in this state. Let us not forget that Gore won this state by only 600 votes. Every single Democrat, whether or not it's Sandoval County, the South Valley of Albuquerque, Rio Arriba, or yes, Otero County, where they don't have a Democratic elected official down there. We need to be out making sure that every Democrat does show up, so that every level from the president all the way down is getting as many Democrats out as we can. And that really comes back to coordinating and making sure that we're giving the resources at the county level. And the last election, the state party, I think, was not adequately in touch with the counties whatsoever.